I asked Mark this, and he didn't really allude to anything, but I saw that Mariota sticked around after practice on Thursday. Were there any words of encouragement or anything about the Stanford game you guys talked about, if you don't mind me asking?
Coach Mariota just talked to a lot of us. A typical visit for him. He was always kind of nice and enthusiastic. He just told us that he loved us and wanted us to do our best.
Back left, Molly.
Marcus, big week for you. You were first accused of being too nice. Then it's your birthday. Now you get this win. Is this maybe one of the best weeks? And how does it feel to get your first win against Stanford?
Yeah, it was definitely a big week. I'm very thankful for it. It was truly a blessing. To get this win was huge. It'll build a lot of momentum heading into the rest of the year. And it's just one of those things. It's good to kind of get one under your belt and kind of bury that hatchet a little bit.
You were playing with a clipped wing last year. You couldn't run. And how did it feel to have your legs against these guys?
It felt good. They gave me a lot of opportunities to pull on some zone reads, and the guys outside did a good job blocking. Overall, the guys up front and those guys outside did an awesome job blocking for our run game, and that's what really kind of triggered a lot of yards and a lot of first downs.
Back right.
You've seen two quality defenses this year in Michigan State and now these guys in Stanford. You've scored 46 and 45 in those two games. What about your offense would you say has made you able to be so productive in those two games against good defenses?
Just continue to take it one play at a time. As cliche as that sounds, with these defenses, they're so stout that, sometimes you'll get a yard or two on the first down and, you can't think that's the end of the world. You just got to continue to battle. And, again, I'm proud of these guys in the locker room. They fought throughout the entire game, and, the score showed.
Back right, Rick.
Marcus, in the past, the offense sometimes has taken a little while to get their feet underneath them, but today you guys won the toss, took the ball to start the game, and scored the first 3 times you touched the ball. Are you guys chomping at the bit a little bit to get out there this afternoon, or what was the cause for that enthusiasm?
We're always enthusiastic. I just think, we really wanted an opportunity to kind of set the tone for the game. And, again, when you can go up 7-0 and take your first drive down, that's a huge momentum shift. And it kind of really allows you to kind of have a foundation for the rest of the game. And, those guys in the locker, again, I can't say it enough. Those guys up front really took it upon themselves to make that statement, especially early, and kind of develop a rhythm. And, again, I'm proud of those guys. We executed well tonight.
Marcus, is it a relief not to have to hear about Stanford anymore? And do you think that's something that would have gnawed at you if you hadn't beaten them during your time here?
I'm sure looking back on it, I probably would have. It's hard to say now, but, again, they're a great program. They're led by a great coach. And, last 2 years they just kind of out-executed us. And this year it was awesome to kind of have the Tides turn around a little bit and kind of finish drives and be able to score points. And again, it's all my hat's off to those guys inside. They really did a good job.
Right here, Matt.
Tyner had maybe his best game this year as a back. What did you see out of him in the week of practice? And did you guys have any words of encouragement for him to stay on track? Your game will come.
Yeah, you said it best. Especially with his offense, there's so many playmakers that want the ball, and sometimes they got to be patient. And Thomas has been patient all year, and he's had great runs here and there. And tonight was an awesome deal for him because he kind of put it all together. And he had a great week of practice. He had a great week of attitude, and he really played well tonight.
We're staying right here in this group.
Marcus, how important was it to play against this team from ahead rather than behind? And then the second part of that is 3 75-yard drives on your first 3 possessions. Were those scripted drives, or were there a lot of adjustments being made? In other words, did you kind of know what Stanford was doing on all those plays?
Yeah, for your first question, it's huge to kind of get a couple possessions on Stanford. With the amount of time they possess the ball, you don't really get a lot of possessions as an offense. And when you're able to kind of go up quick, it might deviate from what they're able to do as an offense. And, again, the first 3 drives, hats off to the guys in the locker. I can't say it enough. I mean, they played unbelievable. And, it was an awesome deal because the coaches did a good job of preparing us. We were really kind of focused and tuned in into what they were going to do to us. And, the first 3 drives kind of showed it.
Back left, Warren. Marcus.
You haven't mentioned much about this, but as the season is winding down, we don't know what you're going to do, but there's 4 quarters left here at Autzen Stadium for you to play. Do you think about that? Does it motivate you? How do you take this time to savor those plays and enjoy these games?
Yeah, haven't put a lot of thought into it, to be honest with you. That's kind of the first time I really thought about it. And, yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter what year you are in or what position you play here, you got to enjoy every moment because Autzen is special. And if you're able to savor every experience in there, it'll be everlasting and truly memorable.
Going on the right here with Tyson.
What'd you see on that like crackback block that Charles made, Charles Nelson, before your end around there?
That was all the coaches. They prepared us all week for that look. I mean, Charles really made that play by kind of sealing off the end, and I just had to kind of outrun into the corner, and it would end up in a touchdown. And the coaches really prepared us for that, and we were able to execute it.
What's a block like that sound like?
Sound like? I mean, pads on pads. I don't. It was, yeah, again, it was Charles really started that play and really kind of allowed us to get around the edge, and it was huge for us.
Time for a few more. Right here, middle, George and Marcus.
How different is this team now than it was late September against Arizona?
It's pretty different in the sense that I think guys, with that loss, kind of grew up a little bit. A lot of maturity. Guys understand that, we're kind of have our backs on the wall with some of our goals this year, and we just got to keep fighting through. And again, hats off to the guys in the locker room. They fought and fought and fought, and that's what we got to do to continue to make our season what we want it to be.
And I understand you've been asked this, but I'm going to go ahead and ask you, do you think you're too nice?
That's people's opinions. I can't really control that. When it's all said and done, I believe that my teammates will know who I am and play for me, and that's all you can really ask for.
Last question back, Tom.
Marcus, back here. Can you just talk about going on the road now to a place that is probably the closest thing that you'll see to Autzen, except you'll be the visitors at Rice-Eccles Stadium in Utah, and how tough that'll be, and like Coach Helfrich mentioned, a defense that might be every bit as good as the one you just beat.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. Their atmosphere, that stadium, Utah is known to make a lot of big wins, when they play at home. And, we really got to prepare, make sure that we're focused on whatever the game plan is and come out and execute. And, a win tonight really kind of gives confidence to everybody in that locker room to, know that we can do it, and just continue to fight and scratch and claw and continue to build upon this season.
Thank you, Marcus.
Thank you. Have a good night.